Welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I'm Danielle D, or Coach Danni D, and I help women to create luxury brands by creating processes and tightening their branding. This is where we talk about how to build your business in a way that allows you to work with ease and enjoy your life. My happy space is spending as much time as humanly possible in my pajamas. And I want to help others to find their happy space while still running profitable businesses. So get comfortable and let's dig in. Hello and welcome to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I am your host, Coach Danni D, and I am here helping small business owners, entrepreneurs, professional women to find that harmony in their life where they are living their success story that includes their personal life goals, their professional goals, and that is bringing all of that together in a way that is bringing them joy. They're living in their passion and they are fulfilled. So not just that generic, this is my industry's milestones, or this is the milestones that people have told me that women should try to attain. I want to do what is in alignment with my personal success story. So that's what we're here about. And I wanted to get back to you guys. So I've gotten a lot of feedback about last week's episode. So last week's episode, if you hadn't caught it yet, was Are You Playing in God's Face? And it was you have to go back and listen to the whole thing. But it's not long, but it was, mainly about my choice of my word of the year, which is faithful. And I chose that word because I've decided for this year I'm no longer going to play in God's face. And I had a conversation last night and I was, further digging into that. So I wanted to do two things today. One, just kind of further dig into that a little bit, but two, talk about what my journey so far has been like in the month of January. As a result of this decision, right? So, first, digging into the concept a little bit deeper. So, what I realized, and I don't know if I, mentioned this on the last episode or not, but is that, sometimes it's not that we're not doing great things. Like if somebody was looking at us from the outside, they would say, "Oh my God, you're doing all the things, you are succeeding, you're hitting all the marks." But you could be doing that and at the very same time still living small. You're not playing big. You're not putting yourself out there to the height of your capability, right? And I want to be clear because I want to stay in alignment with work with ease. I'm not saying do all the things that you are capable of doing because, that is going to get you back into that grind culture mentality. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is once you realize what things that you are supposed to be doing, what things are aligned with your mission, your purpose, your direction, then do those to the greatest capacity. And what I mean by that is not, that you're going to be working around the clock, but inside whether or not you are really pushing yourself to your height. You know that, let's say you were, a runner and you are, right now you are, ahead of everybody else and you are easily winning these races, but that you could go a little bit faster, that you could push yourself a little bit harder, right? And so that's what I mean by playing in God's face. God has given you the ability, he's giving you the opportunity, he's giving you the vision, and you are teeter-tottering with it, and you are tiptoeing with it, and you are unsure and uncertain when you've been certified by the highest power. So let's stop doing that. And I know that it's not easy, and I'm not saying it is easy, but I am committing to it. Easy or not, I'm committing to it, right? So that's the first part of it is that's kind of like the place that I am is saying, you know what? I know that I can do more. I know that if I did certain things, I could see the needle move. I know that if I push harder, I can help more people, right? So that's where I'm at on that side of things. And so the other thing I want to talk to you guys about is I've been doing what I'm calling a quiet January, which is kind of funny because it's my birthday month and I like to celebrate all month, which I have. But I've been doing what I call a quiet January and where that came from. So I also mentioned that, February is going to be my new year, right? And that came from the fact that I looked up and I realized there were so many things that I left on the table in 2023 as far as, either I just didn't get to it or it was in progress. But I didn't, when the buzzer hit, midnight on New Year's Eve, I was not finished with that thing. And what I didn't want to do was come into this new year all hype about it being a new year, all hype about setting new goals, all hype about that, and then just brush those things to the side. Because sometimes we do that. We get excited about the reset, but we don't think about what things were like, almost there that we need to finish. And so I decided to take the month of January to finish those things, to really focus in, to really kind of pull back from everything else and focus in on getting those things in place because those things, and it's not, random things. It's very important structural things because I want to make sure that as this year progresses, I'm not looking up and realizing it's months, it's, quarters, it's a year has passed and those things are still lingering or those things are still, I'm still struggling with them. Because once you get into the big hustle and bustle, you start adding things, and those things start to fall by the wayside. So that is what I've been spending this month working on behind the scenes. And you probably see a lot of stuff coming on the surface. But I'm doing even more things behind the scenes to really set that stage, to really get myself actually prepared, not just have this list of goals and they not be connected. So that's what I've been working on. And it's actually been a really, really good experience, a learning experience. One, reflecting on what can I be doing differently and how can I move better. Two, trying to figure out what things are aligned and what things are not. Three, re-evaluating how I move. And so one of those things as far as how I move is I don't like operating in chaos. I will not operate in chaos. And so that is a boundary of mine that I am going to be reinforcing because I know that I operate best when I am able to process what I need to process. Now, am I, good in the clutch? Absolutely. But I don't want to operate there. That should be in a clutch. That should be, a rarity. it should not be the norm. So it's been giving me a lot of time to reflect, a lot of time to get focused, to get more clarity, to get more connected to my personal vision and mission. Um, a lot of times to connect even more to God. So I have been very deliberate in this season. I've been sitting, listening, waiting for confirmation of, as I move, that I am moving on His word, not my own. And so it's definitely been a good experience. I highly recommend it if you're able to. I know that, especially if you are um, working a 9 to 5, it may not be as feasible, but even still, like if you try to carve out just some time, I mean, I know I've talked to y'all before about business retreats. I like to do those as well, but just carving out some time that you can kind of block out the rest and focus and really focus, because when you you can move with intentionality, and moving with intentionality sees greater results. So you are it's a way of working with ease. Honestly, it's a way of working with ease because you see the results happening quicker, because you're getting right to the point instead of being confused and trying to figure it out as you go. You give yourself that space to figure it out and then move. Now, don't get stuck in figuring it out, because we can do that too. I'm guilty, and I know um, some of you are guilty as well of getting stuck in the figuring it out. Sometimes you only figure out the beginning and the end comes later. That's fine too. But getting that clarity, moving intentionally, is very key to being able to get results faster and to honestly work with ease, because now you know where you're going. So you're not turning left when you need to just go straight. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm on that journey. I will probably do another recap or maybe a blog post about it when I'm done, but that's where I'm at. That's what I'm working on. Um just big picture, what's going on in the world of workflow and Coach Danny D. So right now we are enrolling in our goal setting workshop, goal setting for success. And the goal setting workshop is designed around just what I talked about, intentionality, clarity, and intentionality. So when we're working through that process, you are going through one one thing that a lot of people don't do in a lot of goal setting environments is get to the root of what the big picture is and the why. And so we work on that. And then from there, we start building these goals and then a system to help you achieve them, a system to help you stay consistent, help you achieve them, and make sure that you are getting to where you need to be. So that is going to be on February 18th. I'll put the link in the show notes. Definitely get there so that you can move with intentionality. I also have my calendar detox challenge that is starting on February 1st. So that challenge is phenomenal. The ladies that have been through it have had some amazing breakthroughs, and that is getting that calendar aligned so that you are pulling off those things that do not match, and that you are putting on those things that are going to get you to your success story, and understanding that your success story is not just your business, it's your whole life. It's being able to incorporate all of that. So if you are booked and busy and overwhelmed, that may be a good space for you to enter into. So the calendar detox challenge is very good about helping you pull all of that booked and busy off so that you can be paid and well rested. So take a look at that if that is something that it resonates with you. I'm trying to think. Of course, the success journal, especially in the new year. I want everybody to get a copy of the success journal so they can start writing down their successes and reflecting on them, celebrating them, living in them, so that they can continue to see success, but so that they can see their successful self, because we see, the doubt, we see the mistakes, and we need to be able to see our successful self, see ourselves in their fullness, and see that positive image of ourselves and continue to feed and grow in that area. So that's what I have for you guys this week, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you for listening to the Profits in Pajamas podcast. I hope you got some great tips to start working with ease. Want to stay connected? Follow me at Your Workflow on Instagram. For more information about building your luxury brand, register for my upcoming luxury brand workshop at CoachDanniD.com.